What's up, gamers? How you doing? It's John, and in this video I'm going to take a closer look at a book called the NES Endings Compendium. This is volume 1, covering the years 1985 through 1989. This is written by Ray Esteban, and a really cool book. It's available through Limited Run. It's called Limited Press is their, or Press Run is their company that's kind of the offshoot of Limited Run. And this is the standard edition. There is a special edition as well, the special cover, hardback, which is awesome. As a collector, as a gamer, I always appreciate having books and collector books. And what's cool about this is Ray's taking the time to go through every NES game through this, the first part of the NES lifespan, and complete them. And he has screenshots, he's got stories about the game, full color. I mean, it's over 300 pages of information, so which is awesome. So we're gonna go through this together. I'll put a link to where it's available. Shout out to Ray, I appreciate him sending me a copy to check out for you guys. Let's take a closer look, and thanks for tuning in. Okay, let's take a closer look through this together. Here's the front. It's got some great artwork, very cool artwork. The special edition has an awesome cool artwork too. It's like a very cool, like old school NES cover box, which is sweet. On the back, you have some screenshots of the games. Some of the classics, right? Mega Man 2, Castlevania, Metroid, Super Mario Brothers. Just this line right here, iconic, right? So a lot of classic games. And it kind of talks about the history of the game itself. And the illustration on the front is by Stephanie. So shout out to Stephanie. It's a great job there, Stephanie. All right, open this up. Amazing, fully white pages when you first open it. I'm just joking. So it talks about the intro and all that, right? Table of contents, you can kind of look at your game. You can see it's all alphabeticals. You can search for the game you're looking for. It'll tell you which page. It's over almost 300 pages worth of content, which is sweet. What is your guys' favorite NES game? I'd have to say mine, for me personally, I'd say Super Mario Brothers 3. That hasn't come out in this time frame. That'll be in volume 2, but that's definitely one of them. I think Castlevania is definitely up there as well. Talks about the black box, the kind of dawn of the first wave of games that came out, right? Man, if I had a time machine, I could go back in time and get some of these games now. What's really cool though is Ray took the time to take screenshots, and I love what he's done here with kind of the back. This is subtle things in this book are great, right? The artwork, the feel, the theme of the games. He's done a write-up on each game, kind of shows you screenshots of the ending. So if you don't like spoilers to endings, beat the game and then get this book, right? So Commando, Donkey Kong Jr., right? Oh, Ghosts and Goblins. Talk about a freaking hard game. Kudos from, I've never beaten this game. I know that's like, if you don't get a special item in the game itself, you have to go back and get it. It's like one of those frustrating things. It's Gradius, awesome. Kung Fu, and then talks about the dawn. So he's got broken down different times. So this is 1987, right? Some of the classics like Legend of Zelda, Castlevania, was it Double Dare? No, it's not Double Dare. Double Dribble, rather. My bad. Double Dribble is awesome by Konami. It was, you slam dunk and take like that slow motion slam dunk. It was incredible. All right, cool. Castlevania ending, right? And then the movie connections. Talk about the connections between Castlevania and some of the classic horror movies and the Konami and the inspiration, right? So very cool. So he's really categorized, but rather than doing alphabetical, which is, I think, is very smart, he's done it by when they were released, which is really, really neat. Really neat way of doing it, right? Kid Icarus, Metroid, Mike Tyson Punch Out. Look at this. This looks like a newspaper. Very awesome. And I've gotten to Mike Tyson before. When I was a kid, I beat him, but man, I don't know if I could do it now. It's like he hits you once and you're down. It talks about the difference between Mr. Dream and Mike Tyson itself. Just a reskin, right? They lost the license for him. Let's skip ahead here. 1943 by Capcom, awesome port. I think some of these great ports from the arcades, and yeah, some of them stand out was Contra. I think Contra for the NES is better than the arcade. Look at Hitler. That's sweet. Looks like Hitler anyway. Blades of Steel, right? Talks about that. What game is this? Blaster Master? Yeah, awesome. What a cool game that was. Bubble Bobble. I think there's like 100 screens in Bubble Bobble. I might be wrong on that, but yeah, crazy. Castlevania Simon's Quest. And the ending. There's two different endings, the bad ending and the satisfactory ending. I didn't even know that. Contra, so fun to play co-op in Contra. I love it. Right, in some games he focuses more on others, like some of the popular games. Here's Double Dragon. Double Dragon. Iron Tank. We're just kind of skipping ahead here. Take forever to go through each one. Here's Mickey Mouse. Rambo. I can see how it would take them 4 years to put this together, right? You got to appreciate the commitment to do that. Super Mario Bros. 2, which is Doki Doki Panic in Japan for the Famicom. Crazy ending though, right? Because he's like, it's all dream. It's a dream for Mario. The whole thing was fake, right? We're not fake, but it's all a dream. Probably one of the more unique Mario games that you will ever play. A lot of fun, no doubt, but definitely a unique for Mario game. A lot different than the first one. Superman, I can't play it. I don't ever think I've ever played Superman for the NES. The Adventures of Link, also a lot different than the first one, right? The original one, very unique. More of a platformer. And talks about the Triforce and all that good stuff, right? Ending Cottage, so bases loaded. He's won the World Series. I love bases loaded. You can actually charge them out. I think that's so cool to be able to do that. Ghostbusters, Fighting Golf. Mail Call 2, the sequel. I didn't even know that game was in the game, to be honest. Declassified tips and tricks, or tricks of the trade. So different cheat codes, and you can skip ahead. That's really cool. Going on to 1989, so we're getting the latter part of this time frame, so to speak. Still, DuckTales, one of my favorite games for sure, right? Dragon Warrior, awesome RPG. Mega Man 2, amazing music. Tetris, iconic. Willow for Capcom. If you enjoyed the movie, it's definitely a good adventure game for sure, right? It plays like Zelda a little bit. And then once you're in these categories, they are alphabetical, right? So here's the ending of Bayou Billy. These games back then just took, they were kind of short in terms of gameplay, but they were so difficult that it took so long to beat because the challenge was there, right? Games aren't like that anymore. Games are longer, but they're easier to play overall, right? Because you have like infinite lives in many cases. That wasn't the case. A lot of times you get 3 lives, in some cases 3 continues, and that was it, right? And that's it. Once you use all your continues, there's it. There's no save. You can't save it internally in many cases, right? Bomberman. Here's Bugs Bunny. Casino Kid. Jekyll and Hyde's crazy game. DuckTales ending, special ending, common ending, band ending. There's actually 3 different endings for DuckTales. I think it depends on how you climb the vine at the end, or what you get in the game. An amazing game though, for sure. Capcom nailed it out of the park for that, absolutely, right? Godzilla. Mega Man 2. So every game also is unique, right? You can see that kind of unique. He's taking time. It's not just copy and paste. He's taking time to really appreciate the artwork, the sprites. He's really taking time. This is a cool collector's item, absolutely. Predator, based on the movie RoboCop. What game is this? Shadowgate. There's Willow, right? Based on the movie. If you've not seen the movie, I would encourage you guys to check it out. And there's a series that came out recently on Disney Plus, no longer available, at least in North America, which is a shame. But big fan of Willow. And this is the ending Cottage, right? So these kind of short endings. So bowling, kind of different games, Hollywood Squares, Mappy Land, Street Cop, Shooting Range, Silent Service, Thundercade, The Endless Pit. So this section is here for games that are worth mentioning. Some lack endings, while others are structured in such a way that it's hard to quantify an ending, right? So Pac-Man and games like that, right? Duck Hunt, right? Would be an example. Donkey Kong kind of repeats. Here is a Sprite Wars, obviously written in the script of Star Wars, and whole bunch of different, you got the good and the bad, good on one side, the bad on the other. And what's awesome is on the next page, you're supposed to guess, you have the numbers here, and you're supposed to guess which game that particular sprite is for. That's pretty clever. But then the same thing here for the enemy bad guys. Coming soon, version 2, this is volume 2, year 1990, okay? And talks about some of the games. And special thank you and all that good stuff to them. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. And of course, game on.